makes anywhere from 25 to 3,000 a week.
Each month on average is $8,244.97.
I'm just trying to figure out in my mind why you would think that it would be fair for me to set child support based on 1/4 of wage information. That's not what he makes, Mr. McNulty.
What kind of work?
He worked on the pipeline.
And what kind? And so he does pipeline work. And
Yeah.
you know what companies he's been working for?
No, I don't know what company he's working for. Don't nobody seems to want to tell me. I've been asking.
Do you know what his current wages are at his new employer?
I don't know what his current wages are, but I know he makes anywhere from 25 to 3,000 a week.
Does Mr. Taylor have any other minor biological children who are below the age of 18?
Yes, he has 2 kids. He have a 6-year-old and he have a 2-year-old outside of my child. So he has 3 kids in total.
And do these 2 other children, do they live in the household with him?
Yes.
And do you know if Mr. Taylor gets health insurance through his employer?
I'm not sure. I know it was one point he had my daughter on his work insurance, but I don't even know if he still has her on there.
How long ago was that when he had her on the insurance?
It's whenever he was working for Rainbow. Okay. It's probably like about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have no further questions for this witness at this time. I pass the witness.
Do you have any additional witnesses, Mr. McNulty?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the state would call Ms. Lavelle. Ms. Lavelle, where do you currently work?
Office of the Attorney General.
And what do you do for the Office of Attorney General?
Child support officer.
And does part of your work responsibilities involve researching the wage information of non-custodial parents?
Yes.
And based on your research of Mr. Taylor's wages, how much money does he make at his current employer on average each month?
Each month on average is $8,244.97.
How many quarters was that based on? Was that based on the average of one of the most recent quarter that we show?
Yes.
Was that the third quarter of 2023?
Yes, I'm sorry.
So he makes $8,244.97 a month.
That's correct.
All right, and I have no further questions. I pass the witness.
Do you have any other witnesses, Mr. McNulty?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Mr. McNulty, is the state asking me to set child support based on 90 days worth of work history?
Yes, because according to the testimony, he did get a recent employer earlier this year, and we do have wage information from that employer showing that is what he took in based on the average of that quarter.
Well, I mean, if the problem is that if I look at this pay record that you've entered as the state's Exhibit A, it shows that you have several months, even during this quarter, where you didn't receive any child support. So you have conflicting evidence. If he was working, why wasn't child support being collected?
Yes, Your Honor. We do show some collections coming in from the months of November and December. Can I recall Ms. Nobles for some additional questioning?
Well, I mean, first though, I'm assuming that your staff member testified to the third quarter of 2023. That would not include November and December. The third quarter would be, I don't know, August, September.
Yes, yes, Your Honor. I think when we got it took us a while to process this new employer, so we didn't start collecting wages through wage withholding until fairly recently.
I mean, do you have any wage information or history on Mr. Taylor prior to the third quarter of 2023? I'm just trying to figure out in my mind why you would think that it would be fair for me to set child support based on 1/4 of wage information.
Your Honor, can I recall Ms. Lavelle for additional questioning?
Certainly.
Ms. Lavelle, was there any wage information from before the third quarter of 2023?
No wage information. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, we don't show any wage information from before that quarter, so this is a fairly recent employer that he has gotten.
What wage information did you use, Mr. McNulty, at the time that you filed the lawsuit, which was in June of 2023? I'm trying to figure out, did you just anticipate that in the next 6 months, when you filed your lawsuit, that Mr. Taylor would get a job making $8,000 a month?
This level, did he have an employer in the first quarter?
We do show an employer in the first quarter, yes, sir.
So he had a different employer in the first. So did he have a different employer from the one he does now in the first quarter of 2023?
Yes,
And so at the time that when we filed this back in June, we were rebasing this on a previous employer that he no longer has.
yes, sir. He had a different employer.
But now that but based on his current employer, the wage information we have is the most recent information.
Yes, sir, it is.
I have no further questions. I pass the witness.
Okay, so we've discussed 3 quarters of the year 2023, and the evidence that's been presented to me shows that you have 1 quarter of wages amounting to $8,244.97. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And that's per month. Is that also correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So 8244.
Ms. Lavelle, what was his total third quarter
What's
wage?
okay? I mean, she said it was 8244 for the per month for the quarter.
Yes, Your Honor.
His quarter average was 24,734.91.
Or you mean his quarter total?
Yes, I'm sorry.
So what you asking for, Mr. McNulty?
Your Honor, the state is asking that the court adjust Mr. Taylor's child support to reflect his current wage information. We're also asking for judgments on the child support and medical support arrears. And Ms. Nobles did request to release his child support arrears.
So the state is asking me to set child support based on $8,200 a month.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck collecting it. That's not what he makes, Mr. McNulty. You're catching the man in 1 great quarter of 2023. That's what you're doing. And you actually got lucky and caught him, what, 6 months after you filed your lawsuit?
Yes,
you put on no wage information in regards to what his wages were at the time that you filed the lawsuit. In fact, Ms. Lavelle testified that she has no wage information on him. At the time the lawsuit was filed. The wage information that somebody based their modification filing on was sometime in the first quarter of 2023. I heard no evidence in regards to that. But being that there's no conflicting testimony in regards to that case, I will set child support as per the state's request. 1 second, y'all. Anything further from the state?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Ms. Nobles, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Nobles, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not that I know
You've asked me to give away the child support that's owed to you, so I'm going to do that. You sure you understand what you're doing by giving away that money?
of. Yes, sir.
You understand once I sign an order, it gives it away, you can never get that back, right?
Yes, sir.
Court will find the court has jurisdiction. The court's going to find that there has been a material and substantial change of circumstance. I'm going to set child support in this case based on the testimony of Ms. Lavelle at $1,000 a month. I will order Ms. Nobles to maintain the current health insurance that she has on the child, and an additional medical support amount will be ordered at $175 per month. Those payments will both begin January 1st of 2024. I will find that the pay record that's been introduced into evidence along with the release, and find that as of December the 15th of 2023, after that release, Mr. Taylor owes 0 child support. I will confirm the medical support arrears on that date as being $2,642.47, and I'll order that to be paid back at a rate of $20 in addition to the 2 other figures that I've already discussed. That payment will also begin January 1st of 2024. Court costs in this case by Mr. Taylor, but I'll give him until June 30th of 2024 to pay my court cost. Mr. McNulty, does that take care of all the issues before me by the state today?
Just to clarify that payment on the medical support arrears is $20 a month.
Yes, yes, sir.
That covers everything, Your Honor.
Ms. Nobles, have you talked to Mr. Taylor?
Have I talked to him?
Yes, ma'am.
No, I haven't spoke with him.
Okay. I just didn't know if maybe you'd heard from him in the last few weeks. I was just wondering why he might not be here today. I think it's because he's working, yeah.
He normally, every time I will tell him, I didn't tell him this past time because of course we had been talking, but he would say, I guess he'd be on his machine, and once he start work, he can't
He can't even hear it.
leave
Yeah,
until he get off.
Right.
Right.
right. Okay. Miss Nobles, Mr. McNulty's office is going to send me a court order as long as it matches what I said here today. I'm going to sign it, get it back to them. Then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to you and to Mr. Taylor, okay?
Okay.
Good luck. If Mr. Taylor calls you, let him know that we adjusted the child support, all right?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am. You're free to
I don't think I need to be supervised with my children. I am a really good mom. I was a good mom before all of the tragedy happened. I don't need somebody to watch me with my kids.